Israel Adesanya is closing in on his return, and Tim Welch may have just leaked his comeback opponent. While training alongside Sean O'Malley ahead of UFC 316, Adesanya reportedly told O'Malley's coach, Tim Welch, that he's eyeing a rematch with none other than Sean Strickland. That's the same Strickland who pulled off one of the most shocking upsets in UFC history when he dismantled Adesanya over 5 rounds at UFC 293. In a latest video on his YouTube channel, Welch said Izzy has been enjoying life lately, finally taking a break after years of non-stop title defenses and quick turnarounds. Keep in mind, Adesanya had 5 title fights in just 18 months, a pace nearly unheard of at the elite level. According to Izzy, the first Strickland fight was one of those off nights for him. He revealed that he was both mentally burnt out and physically compromised with a bad knee heading into UFC 293, and yet there were no excuses from Adesanya post-fight. He took the loss on the chin, but clearly hasn't forgotten about it. Now, with time to reset, it seems that hunger might be returning, and Strickland could be the one who reignites the last Stylebender's fire.
It seemed like he was wanting that Strickland fight back. Izzy, I mean, they said, I mean, not excuses and stuff, but that was a very, his knee was fucked up. He was just so burnt out. It was just a bad night where he didn't show up. Yeah, he said GSP gave him some good advice and just said, like, don't just take these fights. Like, make sure you're hungry to take a fight, especially when you're at this level and you have enough money. Like, make sure you're hungry and you want to do it. Got to ask him a lot of questions about his coach and the way he handles. One thing I thought was interesting is, like, for the vets, and that's the key, at a fight camp, they only light spar once a week.
That's what he does?
Light spar once a week when you're out of fight camp. Once you get into fight camp, we spar a little harder, maybe more times in a week. I'm like, that's pretty cool. But again, when you're an amateur coming up, you get a lot out of these multiple sparring sessions.
It's hard to know what's too much, what's enough.
Belal Muhammad goes off on Ilia Topuria. During a fiery rant on a recent appearance, the welterweight champ didn't hold back when asked about El Matador, who's been talking shit to pretty much everyone lately. The tension isn't anything new. This rivalry, which has simmered over the past year, recently resurfaced when Ilia, the UFC featherweight champion at the time, dismissed Muhammad as a fake champ and predicted his defeat against Shavkat Rakhmonov at UFC 310. In response, Muhammad didn't hold back, mocking the Georgian's aspirations to become a 3-division champion and labeling him the Georgian version of Colby Covington. He further ridiculed El Matador's trash-talking abilities, attributing them to Napoleon syndrome and accusing him of mimicking other fighters. Even though this fight is almost impossible to happen, this beef keeps escalating, with Ilia attacking Belal in the latest appearance on Joe Rogan's podcast, labeling the champion boring, and then Belal firing back in an interview with MMA Junkie. Here's what Belal said.
I think he got like little man syndrome, and he's just like, he's trying to puff his chest out to think that he's like bigger than he actually is, or thinking that he's this. He's trying, right? He's not really good at trash talking, really good at talking in general, but I think he's just trying to portray this character. Even with the way the beef started, it was like, somebody asked me about Islam and Topuria, and I said, well, Islam's a lot bigger, and I think it'll be a bad matchup for Topuria, and careful with your trash talk. Like, these guys don't do the trash talk game. And then he went, oh man, you're not a real champion. You suck. This, and that. And I was like, all right, well, if you want the beef, I'll give you the beef. I'm not afraid of it. I like talking. So if you're gonna chirp back at me, I'm gonna clap right back. And like you said, you're 2 weight classes below me, so it's like nothing that's gonna come from it. But if he wants to keep talking, we can go.
Do you think he'll end up fighting Islam next?
No, I mean, I'm with him, right? I think he needs to earn it. I think he needs to fight either Oliveira or Justin or even Paddy right now.
On the latest episode of a Russian MMA podcast, Neza TV co-host Suleiman Najbetsky, a close friend of UFC lightweight champion Islam Makhachev, dropped a bombshell while discussing Islam's ongoing drama with the UFC. He revealed some brewing drama within Islam's camp that's been making waves. For years, Islam and UFC welterweight champion Belal Muhammad have been regarded as close teammates. However, after Islam's dominant win over Renato Moicano, both he and his manager stirred the pot by hinting at a potential champion versus champion fight with Belal. Naturally, this set MMA fans and pundits on fire with speculation about whether such a blockbuster fight could actually happen. Fans were shocked by this, as Islam and Belal appeared to have a strong friendship, and Dagestani fighters often emphasized loyalty and friendship. But Suleiman didn't stop there. He shared that things between Islam and Belal aren't as friendly as they used to be. According to him, the two champions had a heated exchange that shook the dynamic in the camp. Suleiman, who says he's spoken directly with Khabib Nurmagomedov about the situation, described how tensions have flared between the former friends. According to him, the two champions had an intense exchange of words that escalated into a heated confrontation. Suleiman went on to reveal that Khabib and Islam have now turned their backs on Belal. Now, imagine Islam wants to move up a weight class and challenge the champion. If that champion is Belal, you'd think it would be a disaster, right? Well, hold on, let me tell you something. I've spoken to Khabib, and let me tell you this. Islam and Khabib have completely turned their backs on Belal. The situation within the camp has escalated to a point where there have been heated, with intense exchanges between them. This isn't just some minor fallout. This is serious. I know exactly what's been going down behind closed doors, and it's intense. What once seemed like a brotherly relationship may now be cracking under the weight of their ambitions. What do you think about this fight? Can Islam become a double champion? Leave your comments below. Joe Rogan shared a retirement plan update that has fans breathing a sigh of relief. He's not going anywhere anytime soon. The longtime UFC commentator revealed that he has no plans to walk away from his role, and the only thing that could trigger his exit is if Dana White steps down as UFC CEO. That condition isn't just emotional, it's written into his contract. Rogan's commitment to the UFC has always been rooted in his friendship with Dana, who convinced him to come on board back in 1997 when the promotion was barely on anyone's radar. As long as Dana stays in charge, Rogan's sticking around. But if that ever changes, he might finally call it a day. Joe Rogan may be content with his role in the UFC, but that doesn't mean he's content with everything about the sport. During the UFC 314 broadcast, he got fired up after witnessing what he described as blatant cheating and immediately called for stricter rules. Specifically, Rogan believes that every fence grab and eye poke should result in an automatic 1-point deduction, no warnings, no second chances. And that's just the beginning. In a more recent discussion, he opened up about some of the wacky ideas he has to improve MMA. One of them, getting rid of the cage entirely. Rogan believes the cage adds an unnecessary element, allowing fighters to use it to their advantage in ways that don't represent pure fighting. From pushing opponents into it to using it as a tool to stand back up, he questions whether it really belongs in the sport at all. As usual, Rogan isn't shy about challenging the status quo, and fans can expect him to keep voicing ideas that spark conversation. That's it from MMA Psycho. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to leave a like and subscribe for your daily dose of MMA news.